Transform. So, guys, ladies and guys, I have something special to share with you today. Like, what I have to share today is mind blowing, like groundbreaking if you're an athlete, a personal trainer, or whatever you do, like yoga, work, studies. This is the secrets of secrets. The secret to immortality. Back in the days, people used to like actually spend time to discover the secrets to immortality. And today, I am delivering them to you all free. The secret to immortality. Secrets of secrets. The Arcanium. So, what is immortality? Well, unlimited power! But, so, you've all heard of Nofap, like Nofap, benefits gain, like here and there. I did Nofap 50 days. This is what happened to me. I did Nofap like 40 days. These are my results. But I have yet to see the greatest. Nofap is not the best. Transmutation. I have yet to see transmuters and their stories, because if Nofap took you this high, transmutation is going to blow your mind. Like, this is just new, like new. Like in Dragon Ball Z, they go Super Saiyan 1, that's Nofap. Now, Super Saiyan 2, transmutation. So, first I have to like explain the mechanics of Nofap. So, we all know how Nofap works. When the participants enter a state of Nofap, they suddenly like gain a huge boost of energy, like after like 1 week, and they feel invincible for the duration that they still do the Nofap. Then, as soon as they kind of like drop the beat, they go low. So that's kind of like Nofap in a nutshell. Like, you can use that energy, that period of like intensive, like intensive courage, intensive fortitude, to like produce, do a lot of things, and just be like productive. So that's Nofap in a nutshell. Like, a brief period of invincibility. But how about being invincible all the time? Not just when you're on Nofap. Not just when you like you know tuning in and doing all those stuff. Like, not just when you're in Nofap, or not just when you're eating good food. But the secret, transmutation. So what is transmutation? Yeah, like, many tantric texts have attempted to teach transmutation, but I still have yet to see transmuters like live. So, transmutation, why is this like the future, and Nofap is the past? So, what is transmutation? Like, let us say you did like 50 days of Nofap. But then after those 50 days, like, you do the mumbo jumbo, and all your energy is like jacked off, and then you're just like, oh crap, I hate my life again. And then back to start again, like, you know, going over the whole procedure again, like trying to like self motivate again. But what if you could permanently store the energies of 50 days in your body? Like, after your 50 day of nofap, you then added on like transmutation to just keep all of it inside of you, like eternally. And this, it doesn't matter even if you come later on, like, you still have that power. This is why transmutation is the future. And I'm here to blow whistles because I've heard like many things, many guys say like I've done no fap, like 90 days, 200 days, 300 days. And I'm here to tell you one thing: it's technically impossible. Do you know why? To do no fap 300 days, technically impossible. Not that I'm saying that those guys are liars, but they ain't telling you the whole truth to it. Because doing no fap like 300 days is literally impossible. Why? Because of the axis of the earth. Actually, our energies are linked to the planetary bodies, the moon and sun. Each time the moon goes up and wanes, it has an energetic like significance, a huge energetic significance. So what does this like imply for those guys doing like nofap who claims to do nofap like 400 days, 300 days, 200 days, 100 days, like so what, how does this like stick together with this knowledge, like the moon and the earth and its gravity, that it's literally impossible to do that many days nofap without going like crazy inside? Because I've done tons of streaks, but then I've realized that there is a force, a police force that says to all Mel, "Hey Mel, it's time to fap," and it's the moon. At each full moon, if you don't know fap, have you seen the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z? How they go like super monkey when they don't fast, when they don't like do what they're supposed to do, because it's a natural procedure, and when you don't do it, you actually like propelled into the realms of energy, and then you become in tune with like the moon cycles and the sun cycles. That's why you have so many people like engaging in tarot, astrology, and all those things. So that's kind of like it, but it's technically impossible to do nofap like 8 months because of the moon and its gravitational like pull. It's literally impossible. Even if you were just to like do like natural, even if you like lock yourself up, your body would start to move. You know why? Because that energy is actually life force energy. So it will kind of like shake your body inside if there is too much. And if there is too much, like your body will be shaking, from the inside out. That's like more the advanced stuff, like qigong. Then it becomes like qigong practice. But even qigong practitioners, when they reach that stage, that the body says, "Hey, you have to fap," because it's literally impossible to do 8 months. Qigong practitioners, that's when they start to learn what I'm about to teach you: transmutation. Transmutation, storing energy inside you. Now, how do you store energy? You still fap, but you don't release it. But this you do after you know fap. So you understand the mechanics. You do like, because it's recommended, like in a healthy like manner, to do no fap. I'll say 3 months the first time, but it's literally kind of like impossible ish too because of the moon and its gravitational pull. Like if you watch Dragon Ball Z, when Goku did nofap, he became a giant ape. He became a giant ape and he literally like destroyed everything. But this is just a joke. But it's literally impossible. Now I know this with certainty because I've done nofap like so many times and like trained hard. 5 in the morning out there running, jogging, boxing, kung fu. And when I reach a certain level, because of like this challenge I had, the push-up challenge, and it goes as follows: the more days you do no fap, the more you like push-up gains increase. So I did this for like 3 months, but after the 3 months mark, even doctors have said it's like your testosterone levels, they just drop and you become like a baby. Like you you completely just they just drop after 3 months because of the moon and it's like gravity. And you're like forced to fap if you like keep on, because you will awaken like the subconscious energies in you. So what are these subconscious energies? Kundalini energy, burning fire. And that's when you'll have to learn transmutation. Transmutation. So I'm going to like kind of like put it out there. Are those like who claim to do like no fap, 9 months, 10 months, actually doing no fap or doing some transmutation with some no fab, but still kind of like keeping the mask up because it's time to unmask the veil. Why I'm doing this? Because it's unhealthy, like for a teenager to actually take up such advice and go to like prolonged nofap like so many months. It can actually like be detrimental and like not good for health. Like when you start with qigong and all that, you realize that. But that's like the first step, because most don't know about transmutation yet, and nofap is like the only formula they have like to getting better. So they use it and they spam it as much as and as often as they can, like no fap, no fap, no fap, no fap, and then get things done. Da da da, no fap, no fap, no fap. Why I have this sword? It's just cool. It's just cool. Like, but we're going to talk about transmutation. And if you see like the wushu masters, the kung fu masters, and you're wondering like what's the secret to their strength? Like we all do no fap. Why do they like reach like those like unlimited levels where they can like just like do crazy shit and stuff? That's because you don't know. Like even I, when I was a beginner, I thought it was all no fap, and all I had to do was to lock my penis up for like 2 years, and I'll get like super, super huge and super strong and like super fast and like. But it's literally impossible because of the moon and its gravitational like pull. If you do no fap for that long amount of period, what will happen? Like when the moon come, when the energy is too intense, you will probably in your sleep like have wet dreams. Or if you like continue on, you would awaken your kundalini. But when you awaken your kundalini, the kundalini energy will force you to like deal with your thing, because it's kundalini. Like it's kundalini. It's real fire like in you, like like if you see those videos of like Tai Chi masters with like superhumans reflex, like they move the body like so fast at like blinding speed, like Bruce Lee kind of shit. It's all Kundalini energy. Like this is transmutation stored in energy from NoFap. But what you do is that you do like perhaps 1 month NoFap, then you transmute all the energy like. But you can like recommend it to do like like transmutation. This is we're talking about like 2 hour sex, like good old sex, like storing that energy inside of you and keeping it. Now that energy will be like sublimated into what I call as ether. Now when ether is sublimated, you at first won't notice the effects at all. But what you have to do if you're a martial artist like practitioner, that's when you've done like transmuted the energy, basically fapped without releasing your energy, tantra, transmutation. After that, you kind of like go outside and you practice hard for like 2 hours because you have to sweat. And then when you go sleep after like 2 days, that energy is just it's transformed into something else. Now, if you watch like Japanese anime, they show two types of energy. There is yang energy and yin energy. So what is yang energy? Yang energy is no fap energy. And what is yin energy? Yin energy is like the energy of transmutation, that which lasts with you. Like this yin energy is so hard to destroy. Like the guy can come as many times as he wants because it's already like stored. It's stored as intelligence at this point when the energy is transformed from like yang to yin. Now it's stored as intelligence, meaning that you don't notice the effects that much. You still have like, your drive working, yin energy. Basically yin energy. And what does yin energy do? At first, when you awaken your kundalini, because Nofap is all about kundalini. When you do Nofap, many will like write down like energies such as heat rising the spine, like, spiritual experiences. That's because the energy is rising to the chakras, just like breaking them, rising, rising, rising to the chakras. But it will only rise up to the throat, just knocking on the third eye chakra. Why? Because the third eye chakra has all to do with transmutation and not nofap at all. That's the difference. Like someone can say, I do so much nofap. Why haven't I like opened all my chakras? Like, that's because nofap will only take you from the first, second, third, fourth, fifth chakra and just knock on the third eye chakra, but not open it. Because that energy is yang energy. What yang energy does is it's that it clears the way. It clears the way completely so that this yin energy can then like rise and like be then the main source. So yang is just there like to clear the way, to kind of like purify the body so that it's ready to like transmute transmute, because transmutation is the real deal. Like nofap is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's kind of like huge. It's huge when you start with nofap. So, and the thing with like transmutation, when you start with transmutation, I've noticed lots of guys, they have like troubles like with pornography. They say pornography is bad, like they don't want to watch because of why they want to keep the streak alive. But what transmutation will teach you is kind of like having sex at will. Like you could be watching pornography, your thing will like stick up, but you're still in control, like you're not losing yourself. That's the difference between nofap and transmutation. Now I'm going to explain like kind of like briefly why some guys on nofap cannot watch pornography at all. Good question. Because of the lack of strength of the like third eye chakra. When your third eye chakra is strong, like you can watch as much as you want and still like do your nofap. And it's actually recommended, I find this, to actually watch your pornography whilst you're doing your nofap. Do you know why? Because when you're doing your streak, like you can like are fantasizing like sexual and all, but all you have to do is first like do some transmutation, like set your pelvic so that it's ready and ready to go, and you can watch and like still go and do your workout and still enjoy like beautiful scenes, beautiful girls, because it's hot stuff you're missing on, like. So when you're on nofap, like when you're a beginner, you cannot watch pornography at all, and you will have like these like negative experiences around pornography. Like it's bad, it's like this for me, it's taking me down, I feel so bad inside. But why is all of this happening? Because this is all happening because one chakra is suffering, the third eye chakra. As soon as you learn transmutation and how to feed it, you become like sexually liberated. Like you become sexually liberated, sexually more in control of like yourself, of your nofap. Everything becomes so much easier. But now you're going to ask, how do I like practice transmutation? How do I practice transmutation? First, I'm going to make this in steps because there are steps that I want people to follow, just so you have the wheel like working. First, I still recommend that you do the 3 months nofap if you haven't done that first, because I don't advise like learning transmutation before you've done your 3 months. Why? Because I've done it and I think it is such a rich experience. Do so and notice the axis and like the moon, how it affects your like energy levels, because it is like in tune with the moon that you will learn transmutation. Now I can kind of like skip that and put that aside. So how do you do transmutation? You do it on full moons, like or not just on full moons, when the moon is up. When the moon is up. Why when the moon is up? That's when you're the most sexual, when the moon is up, because the moon has to do with like sexual energy, that sexual alchemy, especially if you have like lots of nofap energy in you. I used to notice this, like whenever I'm doing my nofap and I'm just like outside and then the moon is up, and then I feel like this strong urges. But what I'll do then is like train karate and be like very like will strong. I'm not doing this. But then I can like gave in when my kundalini like awakened, because that's when I started like practicing, you can call it like healthy like sexuality, like good sexuality that actually feeds your like mind, body, and nourishes your soul and third eye chakra and opens up like your mind. Because as you age, your mind is supposed to like expand, stretch, and you're supposed to be more and more jovial, like more and more like go 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 go, because like taking in all that food, so it's supposed to give some result. But you do transmutation, it's kind of like edging. You've heard of edging. That's transmutation. You do so with no fab energy, at least 1 week of nofap energy, and you edge with it. But even as a transmuter, one should not forget nofap. Why? Why shouldn't even a transmuter forget nofap? But as a transmuter, the nofap streak is a lot shorter, like 3 weeks is enough. Why 3 weeks is enough? Because you have like two chakra like flows. The first one is yang energy that rises up to the spine and kind of like knocks here. And then you transmute the energy, and the energy kind of like ascends and becomes like spiritual, ethereal. And now if you have like, if you like have like psychic abilities or something, like they're enhanced because you're feeding like those higher chakras. So that's why even if you learn transmutation, you still have to do nofap, but not at the same scale as like before, as like most of the guy have like in their mind. I have to do like, you know uh like 4 months nofap. It's too much. It's too much. Actually, all you need is like 3 weeks, 2 weeks nofap, and then at the second week you transmute the energy. That's like kind of like saving the energy, because now you save it. Now it's yours. It's yours to use, like it's your energy now. After 2 weeks of like a minor nofap, you save it. Why you still need like 2 weeks of nofap? Because you cannot just feed one chakra. When you transmute, you feed like the higher chakras. What about the lower chakras? They have all like to do with nofap. So when you're doing nofap, you're feeding your root chakra, you like sex chakra, it gets more in store, like so that you can have more sex. You feed even like you like plexus solar chakra, your heart chakra, and even your throat chakra is fed when you do nofap. but not your third eye chakra, because this one is fed by yin energy, like yin energy, yin, not yang energy. Now, all of those chakras take in yang energy and they thrive on yang energy, but not the third eye chakra because it is yin. Like it has all to do with like senses, higher like sensitivity, and this is what happens when a guy actually edge, like the way they're supposed to do, not like super edge and become like an addict. Like every day now you're doing like you edging, like every minute you're edging. Not like that, not like that. It's supposed to be disciplined, like with no fap alone. Like after like 2 weeks, you edge like 1 hour because you will have the energy to edge 1 hour, like and it will feel so good, so incredible, like so incredible, because this is when you actually like, the many people like have sex, but this is soulful sex, meaningful sex, because as you edge like 1 hour with that nofap energy of like 2 weeks, oh boy, you feel so good, you feel so good inside, like and like after you like 1 hour is up, because you need to set like, I'm going to have sex this long, like this is how long I can have sex, my streak. Like I can have sex 40 minutes. Okay, I wait 2 weeks and I have sex for 40 minutes. And even if you're alone, you still do the sex 40 minutes. Like you edge. You can even do like your tantra with with your partner. Like only at the beginning, like you are at risk at coming fast. But after like 10 minutes of edging, you can actually up your tempo. So there's no worry about it. Like, do I have to go like slow mode all the time? No. Just in the beginning stages. Like this is kind of like, the blowjob stage, when the guy kind of like gets that so that he can then like tune in. But edging after nofap, like 2 weeks, and then actually working out like moving your body, and drinking water, like hydrating in the morning and doing all that, and that like set you like, flips and stuff, you got all that, like handstand push up easy, like that's the difference, because like I've been like a hardcore like athlete, been doing like no fap, and then as the result like kind of like go up, and when almost like the moon and its cycles, I've been like so like, I hate this, but I've always like tried to like get in an extra mile, even though like I go down and up. I always try to go that extra mile when I was doing nofap, but ever since I've learned like transmutation, now the time that I put in to go that extra mile is actually the time of just absolute bliss. But after I have had, now the hard part is after you've done like, 2 weeks, 40 minutes transmutation, then this part is like you then like, you know going in the nofap mindset again, like now it's good, now I wait the next time, like this is good because you will be satisfied, like that's, and it feels so good. But then that's when you like set your timestamp, that's good, and I now work out and like go pay my bills, go get my car, do my work, like study, because after especially transmutation, you study so good because the brain can like gets an update, and you will also notice like some truth like into the third eye chakras. Like if you get good at this, you'll acquire abilities such as like transmutation, such as telepathy, like telepathy, channeling, and such stuff. Like it's crazy. Like some are like born with those abilities, but some can like can wake it up like late in life, and everyone can do so. Now that I now with like transmutation, everyone can do so. Like it's just like feeding that third eye chakra so that it kind of like pops open. But you still have to like ground your chakras. Now your ability to like, progress as a transmuter, because as a transmuter, like nofap slash transmuter, will all depend on your will about doing like short periods of nofap and then transmuting the energy. Not on like your will to like do like long periods of nofap, because when you do long periods, it just ends up like chaotic, like it just falls then, because it's too much pressure, too much unhealthy, like not good at all, not good at all. So that's kind of like what I had in mind with this video, to just like let you guys in, like even like since like I've heard like many like young guys have like problems with pimples, like doing no fap will completely like erase your pimples. Like pimples is also a sign that you're not feeding some chakras, and this has to do like more with the yang chakras, that they're not properly fed, like you fapping too much. That's when pimples appear and many like stuff. If your yang chakras are not like fed, like your self-esteem is so low, you don't feel so good. But once you do your nofap, like 4 weeks, if you're a starter, you should first begin with prolonged nofap, so that you just like get that will, the mindset of like never giving up. Because I know a lot of guys who are not transmuter and nofap only, like they grind to that level, like they literally like do ha when like the urges come, they just grind, like they go inside deep, and they actually like hold it inside, but at the end they can like still can like release. That's because they haven't learned like transmutation. But as you awaken your kundalini, learn transmutation, all but a piece of cake. Like now it's just like go out there, enjoy life, like say hey, voila, done, like but you still have to have like a routine and be disciplined, because transmutation takes a lot of discipline. Like one thing I would advise everyone as a transmuter, like if you're a transmuter, when you set your workout, don't miss it, because your workout is key to like, to moving the energy so that it's flowing, so that your chakras are more resistant. Actually, when you work out, you also get like in more faculty like to transmute your energy, because working out helps you do that, and you get like super good, six packs, lean, all that. Very good. Like no fab transmutation, you feed your body, mind, and soul. Like most guys know how to feed their body and mind somewhat, but not their soul. That's kind of like the result, and then it ends up like they becoming kind of like toxic-ish towards like you female like sexuality and all that, and pornography, because it's stuff we're supposed to enjoy. Like it's stuff whenever a guy sees, he's supposed to say thank you so much, I get to watch a like naked lady, I'm so happy, so blessed. And not be like, oh no, like this is too much, this is too much. I'm like coming, I've become like a nerd, I've become so bad, I've become all this. So all the anxiety that comes with like the pressure of being great, and actually upping one's game, and actually just feeling relaxed, it's kind of like, more like smooth when you like practice your transmutation correctly. When you practice your transmutation correctly, it's good, then you don't feel that like anxious, you're relaxed, like at your free time you're relaxed, you're in fantasy la la land, perhaps drawing something beautiful, doing because you become very artistic also. Like I've noticed with many people, when they start working with like yin energy, they get so artistic, like just because of like the sexual desire, fantasy, like up. But most like don't practice correctly, and even I, like in the beginning, like was like trying, like is this transmutation like kind of bad? Because what like makes many people like back down from transmutation and not that, is that we used to like having sex and releasing, like coming, ejaculating all of it, like bam on the floor. and then like being like good. Now it's good. So even I was wondering like, if I have sex and I don't release my juice, like what's going to happen to me? So I was like very anxious, I'll do like some like good like transmutation streak, and then I'll be like, okay, I have to release now, just so I can see that I still can come like normally. And I'll do that. But the thing is, it's not necessary. Like your system is still good. But now I've decided to completely like, erase my like come from the surface of the earth. So like for like 2 years, like I won't drop like a single drop on like my math, because I've like gotten like the hang of transmutation, and I'm so into it, and it's so good. Like quality is so enhanced. Quality, your ability to like be sexual, to express emotions, to like feel the ooh, to like when you're feeling something, to actually get it out, to like be out there running, like up 5 in the morning, not feeling that tired. But even when you're feeling that tired, like you're not like anxious, like you're not anxious, like no one can just like come and like give you a bad day like that. But your energy is like high, and like it surrounds you like whole, and it consumes you like you. So you're kind of like inspired to do creative work and all that shit. So that's very good, that's very good. Now I'm going to cut this video because I set that like the time stamp to like deliver a 40-minute video under 1 hour. So now I think my 40 minutes are up. So I'm going to like round this up, and just like I think I've described enough like the mechanics of transmutation, how it works, and like all that. But now I should explain like the pitfalls. The pitfalls are too much nofap or too much transmutation. When you do too much transmutation, it's not good. Why? Because you're so in like the higher chakras, and then you lose touch with like the lower chakras. You become like a battery who is like fed on top and not fed bottom. Like you need to be fed all the way. So that's why always balance between nofap and transmutation. Like don't do too much nofap or too much transmutation. Like you usually one day after like 2 weeks is good, but even 1 week is kind of like 1 week and a half is kind of like good, because you still first need to like prioritize the lower chakras, nofap, and then the excess energy you use that to transmutation, and then you keep all of that inside of you. So what you're supposed to do is all the time create an excess, but not so much as like 90 days, like 100 days no fab. That's too much, but and like excel of energy in you, so that when it like gets up, you can transmute it, and still like have all the chakras strong, like all the way from the root to the sex chakra, to the like wheel chakra, the third plexus solar chakra, to the heart chakra, to the throat chakra, to the third eye chakra. Because I can give a small like intake on myself. Like in the beginning when I learned transmutation, I was so like into it, it felt so good. And I would do perhaps like since I became like so good at it, like practicing kung fu and like qigong and all that, and learning like different methods. So I would do like 1 week, I'm just transmuting my energy, like just transmuting it. But what happened was that I wasn't feeding the lower chakras. So that kind of like leaves you open, because you must feed the lower chakras before you can it's like you have to work before you can have playtime. So that rule like still like is authentic. Like you still have like to do work before you can have pleasure. And this time it's actually better, because when you're feeling good and doing your work, it's a whole lot easier. Like you all the time just like ha ha ha, I'm working good, and when I go home, I get my minutes of like good sex. So it's so huge and so good. So that's about it, and I'm going to like close this video with the blade. Why the sword like enough with this like, but I recommend like after like transmuting, if you know boxing, which every male does, if, unless like they're injured or something, you do some boxing, like some boxing, 40 minutes to just like keep that heat up. After transmuting, do some boxing, like you don't have to do advanced qigong or kung fu. Boxing will be enough, and as your level like progresses, you'll get so good and you will nail this thing down, like six packs, flips, crazy, and just having like this like self content aura, but which still wants to participate in like the daily grind. But now, not as like a noob, like in games they say noob, but now more like a pro, professional. You're just clearing all the stages, feeling nice, feeling good. And then just like going home, packing your day, not feeling anxious, not feeling sad, feeling complete, feeling whole, and even enjoying like pornography, nudity, because now it's the age of pornography. Like, I'm sorry for you, like Nofap guys who are still like in the beginning, who only know Nofap, and you like watch pornography and you see, oh my god, and then I completely like blew my streak, and I don't like it because it was like that for me. So now like transmutation completely removes all the anxiety, all that. You feel good and you're more like into work mode, because I know like most of us are not like that much into like mental activity, but when you learn yin energy, you become more mental also. Like, so it's like mental training. You become more mental, more like in that like school vibe, like kind of like activities. You actually enjoy them. You actually enjoy like the paperworks, the grind, all that, because you just have that like mental fortitude. Your third eye chakra is so fed, and your intuition is so like well neat, like you have like your inner guru in you, all the knowledge, all the wisdom you need readily available, like no bullshit, no nothing. You don't feel like insecure, like do I should I go there, like ask this, ask that. You have the answers to your problems, like, and that's very good. Now, like, to round this off, I'm going to like, because I've spoken of like the physical and all that. I still have to add, like, if you're going to do proper qigong, it involves prayer, like prayer, meditation, closing your eyes, saying like la 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 la, to like for like for like 50 minutes is good when you're doing your transmutation. Like, prayer is good for the third eye chakra, because when you will start to do like your yin meditation, you will do your prayers to like integrate that energy, so that it gets faster, and it's good, and it's good for the mind, good for clearing, good for like aura showering. Because when you start doing like when you start doing yin transmutation, your aura, the magnetic like field that people have around them, will get stronger, and it will expand because you'll have more energy. So your aura is so fed up. And when your aura is so fed up, it's always good to do the la 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 la, and even for your chakras, so that they all like sink in very good, and you can do your work, like put in your best, and not be like, hey bro, today I'm not feeling so good, I'm down, because it happens a lot, like with friends, they call you here and there, and you're just like, I'm down today, like I cannot do this. But go, practice, discipline, form, strength, balance, balance, both balance, like balance exercises, and balance your like time with transmutation. So that's about it. Well, leave a like below if you want to, but otherwise just take in the knowledge, because I just want to spread the knowledge. I'm tired to see like bros all beat down and all. So it's time to get interconnected. Just get it and apply it and see if it works for you. If you have more intel, like update, so that this whole team like gets up, because I'm so thankful that I have YouTube. Like, so many things that I didn't have, like a mentor to, like, add on to me. YouTube like has provided for me free. So I'm just glad to be able to do the same. So voila, apla. And I'm going to put my hat on. Like, and subscribe if you want to. I might become a regular after all. So get used to seeing this face.